together for the CSL Dallas music team. That's right. And we want to say welcome to all of you joining us here at CSL Dallas and Community today. And as a reminder, every day is a day for transformation, spiritual deepening, and heart connection, no matter what's going on. And every day we learn and practice something important that makes a difference. Today we are joined by Dr. Tracy Brown, who is going to be teaching us how to nurture your nature. So let's join together in welcoming our CSL Dallas music team.
Next to you, say I love you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, we come together, we come together. We come together, in the name of love. All right now. Take a look at the person next to you. Take a look at the person next to you. I recognize the love in you. I recognize the love in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. Next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 We come together in the name of love. We come together. 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 We come together in the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. We come together. 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 We come together in the name of love.
Good morning, CSL Dallas. It's great to see you in the sanctuary. Thank you for being online with us this morning. My name's Joe Tinker. I'll be your platform assistant today, and it's a brand new month, so we have a few things to tell you about what's going on in May, and we're going to get this thing started. So thank you for being with us. Let's start together in the way that we love to begin our days on Celebration Sunday by affirming what we are all about here together. At CSL Dallas, we are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, transforming lives. And so it is. Thank you so much. So what's going on in May? You're going to need to pick up one of these flyers at the back of the sanctuary, front and back, to kind of give you the highlights of what we have coming up in May. Of course, you can always find out more at csldallas.org, our website. But let us let you know that first, starting at noon on May 20th, we're having a 4D holistic fair here on the campus at CSL Dallas. This is a free event. It's open to the public, so a great chance for you to invite, let people know, post on Facebook, let people know about our holistic fair. This is open to the public. You can bring your friends and family. We have free classes and workshops that will be presented, live music, Joy Village arts and crafts and products made Buy local artists will be there for you as well. There will be a variety of vendors selling handmade jewelry, also sharing healing techniques, playing various instruments. That's later in the evening. It concludes with a 4D sound healing that evening here in the sanctuary. So that will feature multiple sound healers simultaneously playing various instruments and taking you on a relaxing and transcendent journey. That part of the day, the sound healing that night, is a ticketed event, so you do need to get tickets for that. Go online at csldallas.org and reserve your spot today. And now also mark your calendars, because the following day, Dr. Petra and our CSL Dallas practitioners are offering a powerful healing immersive called Body Talk. If you're someone who's ever experienced chronic pain or ongoing health challenges or a difficult diagnosis, this Body Talk experience is for you. This will offer specific spiritual techniques to help promote the healing of these difficulties. The event will feature safe sharing circles, metaphysical frameworks for understanding disease or dis-ease, and a chamber of prayer session. If you haven't been in a chamber of prayer session, that's a great one as well. Also, one-on-one guidance through your own healing experience will be available that day. It's May 21st. It's from 1 to 4. And again, you can always sign up at csldallas.org/events. Now, maybe you're new to CSL Dallas. You want to dive more into the big picture overview of what we're all about. In that case, you can attend another free class. This is CSL Dallas 101. This is a 1-hour introductory class. It takes place in person and online. It's the perfect place to start to learn all about our programs, the variety of offerings that we have, and ways that you can get engaged at the center. You can sign up online to RSVP. And last but not least, CSL Dallas is proud to be a nonprofit partner of Bonton Farms. I want you to know about something. I looked them up because I didn't go to the last event. Bonton Farms is an urban farm, but so much more. In South Dallas, the market and community building efforts, they are helping the residents prosper in every aspect of their lives. Find out how they're working to be a source of hope and nourishment in this former food desert. And other great partners of Bonton Farms, United Way, the Dallas Foundation, Habitat for Humanity, and you, CSL Dallas. A big part that you can play is, what day? May 27th. On May 27th, we're going to Bonton Farms with a group of volunteers. We're going to participate in some farming and assisting them in their garden. Last year we gardened, met the animals, and we're going back to help them out again. If you have a green thumb, if you'd like to learn to have a green thumb, if you love to be outdoors, sign up for this community project by emailing rsvp@csldallas.org. And now finally, before we keep going, welcome. If you are here for the first time or coming to see us again and you've just recently begun attending, then we welcome you. We want you to know whatever your path, however it was that you found us, you're here now, and we welcome you. We encourage you, if you'd like to be in the know about what's happening at CSL Dallas, these welcome Connect cards are at the back of the sanctuary. Please fill one out, leave it on the back table, hand it to someone with a badge that looks like they know what they're doing around here. Give them that form, and they will help you get signed up for emails that come out announcing events, texts that are encouraging through the day that give us little uplifts. And these are available to you free, but you got to fill out the Connect card so that we know you're here. We hope that you'll stay in the know by following us on social media, leave us a Google review, and stay connected with everything that's happening at CSL Dallas, and welcome again. Now, let's settle in, center ourselves with this morning's music and our practitioner as we go within.
Spirit, show through me as
as we breathe, become fully aware of the flow of the breath, the flow of life, the flow of spirit, in, as, and through each person, in, as, and through all of life. I stand here today, breathing, remembering the lives that were lost this week. Knowing that it's a call to love, a call to remember the truth. I am not fooled by appearances. I'm not fooled by pain. I'm not fooled by the hurt. What I know to be true is that God is expressing in, as, and through every aspect of life. Therefore, God is in action always. And so I call forth that divine action by way of policies regarding gun control. I call forth the peace that is God. I call forth the love and self-givingness of life to support all of life, to call forth greater expression as love, as joy, as peace, as care for each other, as compassion. As love and support for the families that are affected by the lives that were lost. And I know that as each of us continue to breathe, we remember the truth. We remember that we each are God in action. We each are love in action. We each are peace and joy in action. Being that self-givingness of life. Being that greater expression. Releasing with the breath, with the exhale, anything that is contrary to the truth. And so I let it be. And we affirm it together by saying, and so it is.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Your unfolding love. Your unfolding love. One more time. Your unfolding love. And so it is, and so it is. All right. We got a little something for you here. CSL Music Team coming at you with a gratitude flow from Sister Karen Drucker. Come on in, come on in, come on in.
Thank you, thank you, oh, thank you, yeah, thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day.
Come on.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit, thank you for this day. beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. And thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friend. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Say thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this is my new favorite song by Mr. Gary Floyd. Y'all don't know I'm trying not to holler up here. Behold, the kingdom of God is within you. It's not just a place to get into someday so far away. Oh, be bold. 'Cause it's something that you can tap into for strength in order to get through each day by faith. Oh, behold, yeah. God is at hand within each woman and man. Believe, receive the truth that is setting you free. All the miracle in you released. Receive and realize. Open your eyes. Behold, hey, the kingdom of God is within you. It's not just some place to get into someday so far away. Be bold, 'cause it's something that you can tap into for strength that can help you to get through each and every day by faith. Oh, behold, now, deep down inside, you will find the love that's been there all the time. Somehow, right now, somebody needs all you have, because they are broken and sad. So right now, realize, open your eyes, behold, the kingdom of God is within you. And it's not just a place to get into someday, so far away. Oh, be bold, 'cause it's something that you can tap into for strength that'll get you to get through each and every day by faith. And behold, behold the kingdom of God. Behold the kingdom of God. Behold. Thank you very much.
Candy Williams. Ooh, and the amazing house band. Thank you, Matthew, Jonathan, and Brad, because I'm over here going, yes. Behold, yes, that's true, that's true. And behold, behold, oh my gosh. I love that song too. And I'm going to ask the iconic Richard Williamson if, when he is putting the service together and loading everything up for the permanent YouTube, would you please pull out the song as a separate recording, please, for me and for everybody else who needs to hear it again. Thank you, Candy Williams. Okay, I might be able to talk now. So, nurture your nature. Nurture your nature. That's what we are focusing on. And as Joe Tinker already mentioned, it is a new month. So, you know, this whole year we are talking about emerge. What does it take to emerge from the pandemic into the next thing? What does it take to emerge from whatever was going on in 2022 and we're emerging to where we want to be in 2024? This whole year is about emergence. And we've talked about that in a lot of ways. And in the first quarter, we really laid that great foundation. And now, in these next few months, we really are looking at how do we take that foundation, how do we take those basics and move them into our lives, and what we are doing as we are on the emergence journey. So this month of May, the overall theme for the month is my body, my mind, health is a spiritual practice. What? Wait a minute, spiritual practice, that's prayer, right? Spiritual practice, that's meditation. A spiritual practice, I'm going to go sit with a practitioner or a spiritual coach, and they're going to help me develop some affirmations. That's spiritual practice, right? Right? Yes. You could, yeah, hello. Right? You online, I know you already put in the chat. Yes, that's spiritual practice. But we don't often think about the way we approach our health as a spiritual practice as well. We only often, many of us only think about our health when it's not working, when we have a diagnosis that we didn't expect, when there's something in our body that is broken, when we need a splint on our finger, or we have migraine headaches, and then we think, oh, I better use some spiritual practice in order to make that go away. That is not what we teach. We teach that we use spiritual practice always, in all ways, in order to move toward what we want, not to escape what's going on, and not to focus on, I just want the gout in my foot to go away. No, we use spiritual practice to focus on, I know my best health is expressing and expanding right now. Because if that's true, the gout has to go away. But I don't need to focus on that. So health, everything we do, whether it is eating, exercising, planning our activities, responding to stress, whatever it is we are doing, what if this month we just played with the idea that my health is my focus and my spiritual practice? That's the invitation. And so if we are going to begin that focus for the month by saying we will nurture our nature, then maybe it's a really obvious question, but the question that comes to me like is, what is my nature? What is our nature? Sometimes when we think, what's our nature, we think of all the human things. Well, my nature is that I change my mind a lot. My nature is that I'm moody. My nature is that I am really smart. My nature is that I am successful in my profession. That's my nature. But really, that's your human nature. And there's nothing wrong with that, but anything that is our human nature has some built-in limitations. So maybe you captured some of the words as Candy was singing, and they really went past your brain and really got down into your heart. And there was a soul connection. Gary Lynn Floyd captured our true essential nature in this song so beautifully. Our true essential nature, the essence of us, is that the kingdom of God is within. It's not some place to get to go to, as Candy said, so very far away. It is already within, and each one of us can tap into it. It is our true, essential nature. That is what we are tapping into, that gives us the strength to actually get through everything that comes up in our human experience every day, because we are operating from that inner place and walking in faith. The kingdom of God is at hand. It is not distant. It is within each one of us in this human family, and in fact in all beings, human and otherwise, that this is the nature that sets us free from condition, that guides us through whatever is happening and releases itself as a miracle in our words, in our actions, in our experience every day. All we have to do is realize it and open our eyes to it. And when we realize that the kingdom of God is within, and that is our true, essential nature, then it becomes automatic that each one of us can say, the infinite nature of spirit is my nature now. The infinite nature of spirit is my nature now. Try it on. Take a deep breath and say it out loud with me. The infinite nature of spirit is my nature now. Let it sink in. Feel that truth. The infinite nature of spirit is my nature now. It's easy to forget. It's easy to get caught up in what's going on in the world and doubt. It's easy for us in our human experience to be like, yeah, I kind of know that, but, and I know you have a but. That but is there, and then there's some story that you've told yourself. Well, the infinite nature of spirit, maybe my nature, but life is really hard right now. The infinite nature of spirit is my nature most of the time, but some really tough things have been happening, and I don't know how I'm going to get through them. The infinite nature of spirit is my nature now. Yeah, that's what Tracy says, and I believe her, but. And I'm just like you are. There are times when I say, the infinite nature of spirit is my nature now, and my brain goes, but what about that experience that you had with that group of people 2 weeks ago? Or what about hearing at 6 p.m. yesterday that there'd been another mass shooting, and it was right in my own backyard? What do you mean the infinite nature of spirit is my nature now? But Tracy, if your nature was truly the same nature as the infinite nature of spirit, why are you having surgery on your finger in 2 weeks? Or less than 2 weeks now. All of the things that are happening in the human experience, and especially as they relate to our health, which is where Dr. Petra and I are going to keep going this entire month, returning to the health, and what we think about health, and what we know about health, and what we believe about health, and what we affirm about health. Wow, it can be hard. Is there anybody online or in the room? If you're online, do a check mark, say yes, put a Y in the chat. If you're in the room, raise your hand. Is there anyone within the sound of my voice who has ever had anything happen to them with their health? Mental health, emotional health, or physical health, where you were like, wait a minute, I'm not so sure about God right now. Right? Right? Look at all the hands that went up in the room. Look at all the yeses or me toos in the chat. because we, all of us, are having a human experience, and there are things that happen to our body in the course of going from condition to condition to condition, that the physical body could be damaged or deteriorate. There are things that happen in relationships and within our family and at work, the conversations we have, or abuse or discrimination or homophobia or any kind of thing that happens where we are engaging or must engage with other people that can result in mental or emotional health problems and challenges. Are you with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? You are not a bad person because there have been health challenges in your life. You are human. And actually, sometimes I celebrate that. Oh, I couldn't even experience this pain if I weren't alive, if I weren't human. But the pain does not define who I am. The pain is an experience. And Dawn is over here shaking her head. And I'm like, I bet she tells, as a nurse, she tells her patients all the time, I know it's painful, I understand. And then she encourages them that that pain is temporary. But it's easy to forget. So today, I'm challenging you to nurture your nature, the true essential nature that is the strength that carries you through everything that looks like it is not working. Can we use spiritual principle and spiritual practice in our daily lives in order to nurture great mental health and great physical health? You know the answer to that. It is a resounding, energetic, emphatic, clear, yes, we can. We don't always remember to do it, but I'm reminding you today, yes, we can use spiritual principle. Yes, we can use spiritual practice. And if we don't do that, then we stay in the condition. In Science of Mind, we teach that we change conditions through the power of our thought, through mental practice, which basically is an around the way of saying that we manage our beliefs and we live by faith. And it's not always easy, but that's why we must nurture it. There's so many examples in my own life and in this community of people who have experienced very challenging health disruptions in their lives. Surgeries, therapy to resolve long-term or long-standing mental and emotional concerns. I bet almost everyone in the room today, virtual and physical, can think of a time in your life where you didn't know how you were going to get beyond that health challenge. And until recently, especially if it was a mental health challenge, you may not even have known who you could talk to because of the stigma of admitting that you weren't perfect or that you had been hurt or harmed. But in this spiritual community, I can stand as a testament to the way that a applying, the way that we apply universal spiritual principles to the challenges in our lives works. If you've been in class with someone, if you have been in the men's group or Sister Spirit, or in one of our circles, you know that you have either gone to other community members for support and help, or you have given support and help. So we know our spiritual practices and principles work to create demonstrations. But all we are doing as we are supporting each other is we are tapping into the partnership that each one of us has individually and all of us have collectively with the one source of all life. Ernest Holmes wrote, "You have a silent partnership with the infinite." A silent partnership. It's invisible. It's silent, but it is so real. The partnership has never been dissolved. A diagnosis, a disaster cannot dissolve the partnership. There's nothing that can dissolve the partnership. So you must, when you know that partnership can never be dissolved or separated, you are to have implicit confidence in your own ability, knowing that it is the nature of spirit, it is the nature of thought, it is the nature of love to externalize itself in your health and affairs. It is the nature of every attribute of spirit to go from being invisible to manifested truth in your health and in your affairs. Now, I don't know about you. There's a part of me that's like, okay, Tracy, you could stop right there. I got it. And I have something to work on this week because I kind of knew this, but I haven't really been living it 100%. So I got some work to do. You could just stop right now because if you keep going, you might tell me something else I have to work on. And this is already a lot. But I know you can do it. I know. My goal today is to help you remember that it's up to you to nurture your true essential nature, right? It's up to Ann to nurture Ann's true essential nature. It's up to Jeff to nurture Jeff's true essential nature. It is absolutely up to King to nurture his true essential nature. I can support, I can stand with, but it's up to each one of us individually. So this month, my body, my mind, health is a spiritual practice. We are looking at physical, mental, and emotional health. I don't mean to get personal. It's one of those, I'm sorry, not sorry. But I have to ask you the question, would you be made whole? Or another way for me to ask that question is, do you really want to be healed? I hear some yeses. I don't believe you. Do you really want to be healed? Then why are you... Do you really want to be healed? Then why are you complaining about the pain in your ankle instead of claiming the healing of your ankle? Do you really want to be healed? Then why are you still talking about the divorce that happened 15 years ago and how your life was devastated from that divorce and I don't know if I'll ever recover from it? Then you don't want to be healed. You're still stuck in the divorce and you're living from 15 years back. Do you want to be healed? Then why are you talking to me about how hard it is to get better? And why did I hear you saying last week that, oh yeah, you know, it's spring and I always get a cold or get sick around this time of the year? Really? You always do. Then that's what you are believing, and you don't want to be healed from that belief. You expect it, you affirm it, you tell me and everybody else about I get sick every year around this time. So my question is, do you want to be healed? And if you do, then you have got to nurture your nature, that true essential nature that only knows wellness, that is always moving from wherever it is now to wholeness, that true essential nature that is beauty expressing, that true essential nature that is the unity with the one that created you, that can only reflect in something good or something that is leading to that good. If you really want to be healed, then you will nurture your nature and give up the story. Give it up. Pack it away. Throw it away. Put it in the garbage bin, not the attic, where you're going to go look at it once a year and be reminded that, oh, it's time for me to clean out my... Oh, look what's here. Oh, yeah. And as it relates to really physical and mental health, but especially physical health, if you don't take care of your body, where is your soul going to live? Where's your soul going to live? You have this earth suit. It is the home for your soul, expressing in human form, navigating the human experience for whatever time you are physically here. You must nurture the true essential nature that is you. Now, before I move away from this just a little bit, I do want to add one piece that is a reality check. Please do not beat yourself up or feel guilty or feel that you are doing something wrong if your body, this physical body, is experiencing something that is long-term or chronic. I am not implying, or I don't mean to imply, that we can simply use spiritual practice and make everything go away. Because our physical bodies actually do have a lifespan. Our physical bodies actually do have things that happen to it. What I'm saying is that we use our spiritual principle and practice to live fully and to move beyond any unnecessary limitations. So we can improve our experience, and we absolutely can completely shift our interpretation of whatever is going on physically with our bodies. And that is a big part of what we are doing when we are applying spiritual principle and spiritual practice. Okay, one last thing for you to think about as we go from today into our week, especially as it relates to mental and emotional health. Sometimes it's good to have a few tips and a few things to think about. And so I do want to make sure you have a few things beside the concept to think about as you go into the week. So Iyanla Vanzant, in the book, One Day My Soul Just Opened Up, she has this chart that she says, she's reminding us that when we are trying to move through emotional or attitudinal challenges, that we do use our spiritual principles and our spiritual practices. And that sometimes in as little as 60 seconds, we can shift our attitude. We can lessen the emotional response so it doesn't control us, and instead we can move into nurturing our nature. And so you see on the left-hand side a list of things that often, or list of feelings we often have. We're angry, or we're confused, or we feel really disappointed. And she reminds us that there are some spiritual practices that are especially effective. So if I am feeling really angry about something that someone else did or said, that is a perfect time to say, oh, but wait, I forgive that person. I forgive what they did. What they did does not have power over my life. I don't approve of the behavior, but I can use a forgiveness affirmation or forgiveness practice. If I'm feeling really lonely, maybe I recently moved or I've done something new, the spiritual practice of being in service in this community or in the world takes me out of myself and reconnects me to the truth. And so we can shift from whatever we're experiencing to something else, some other emotion. And a way that I think about this, using the exact same list that Iyanla used, is what is the spiritual principle or the spiritual quality that I could use that would be an antidote to the human poison? Because that's what anger, confusion, it's poison. It's poison to our emotional self. And so I'm going to, when I'm feeling really disappointed, I'm going to do spiritual mind treatment that joy expresses in my life. Joy is always present. I know joy. Here's what joy looks like to counter what is coming up for me in my human self as disappointment, right? So if I'm doubtful, wait a minute, I'm doubtful that mass shootings can end in the United States, because then I'm stuck in the current condition and the current consciousness. But when I do my spiritual work in divine order, that the order of the universe must unfold, and there is a divinity in the order. And this mass shooting in Allen, Texas in May of 2023 is a part of my waking up to what needs to happen. And it is a part of the order of moving collective consciousness into a different place where this consciousness can no longer exist. I have to then go into what's the spiritual truth that's seeking to unfold here, and not get stuck in this little contraction of the human experience that hurts and makes me sad and feel so small. So yes, you can use spiritual practice and spiritual principles to navigate emotional and mental and physical health. So that is your assignment this week. Try some of those out. Try thinking when you find yourself in an emotional place that you want to shift, what spiritual practice or principle can I use? And remember, as I will be remembering for each one of you this week, I acknowledge the Holy One you have always been. And I want to end with a very short poem. And Brad, are you in the room? Just a little bit underneath it. Many of you know that Shalane Harkin, the mystic poet, is one of my favorite poets. And this is her poem, The Holy One. Let baptism not be an exclusively religious thing. May each of us have a ceremony as often as the reminder is needed for community to gather around us to witness a grandmother or a child or simply the clouds that water spring. Anoint our brows, sprinkle our heads with water's kiss of devotion, and whisper, whisper in our ear. We acknowledge the Holy One you've always been. We acknowledge the Holy One you've always been. Nurture your nature this week and acknowledge the Holy One you have always been. And so it is.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. What a beautiful message today. So happy to have our greeters now come forward with our offering baskets. You know, this is the time of the ceremony when, well, as Dr. Tracy was saying, we have the opportunity to use spiritual principles to help take care of our bodies. And right now we're going to use the spiritual principle of sacred giving to help take care of the body of CSL Dallas, where so many wonderful things can transpire and that lives can be transformed. So this is the time we take to do that together. Let's start now by using our abundance affirmation, and here we go. I am prosperous in all things as I allow the divine nature of spirit to flow through me and to take form in my world. Infinite creativeness flows through CSL Dallas. We move forward joyously, accepting our perfect abundance and empowering our center, our community, and our world. And so it is. There are many ways to give. There's text giving, web giving, PayPal, Venmo, check, and of course the baskets coming through the sanctuary now. We thank you in advance for your participation in making all the abundance available, and may it reflect and multiply and come back many, many times over as the giver is greatly blessed. Now, calling all nature lovers, did you know once a month we have a nature circle that meets up to hike, canoe, kayak, birdwatch, and more, all different parks, preserves, nature areas all around DFW. The Nature Circle meets on certain Saturdays select Saturdays, they spend quality time reconnecting with Mother Earth and with one another. Come out to our next hike and let's commune in nature's beauty together. That next hike is Saturday, May 13th. That'll be at 10 a.m. at Cedar Hill State Park. Learn more about that on our website. And attention, all spiritual seekers, guess what happens when you change your thinking? You have the power to change your life. But how do you change your thinking? Well, you have to start with uncovering the limiting beliefs that you have. Limiting beliefs about yourself or your relationships, your work. Examine the stories that you tell yourself. Then once you learn and apply spiritual principles, spiritual tools, you can become the change agent in your life. Starting May 25th, practitioner Sherry Wood will be teaching Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life, both in person and online. This is a great level 1 Science of Mind course, and you can sign up at csldallas.org/education. And if you haven't heard, the soul is calling. But are you going to answer that call? Our new Journey to Awakening program is around the corner, and we're looking for hosts. To lead each home study group. During the 6-week program, the hosts simply provide a Zoom or an in-person location for the group to meet and follow along with the workbook that's provided. If you think you could host a group, we'll sign up by filling out the form being posted online. Thank you very much. Or go across the breezeway and meet in person with Reverend Patty. She'll tell you more about how you can become a host. And before you leave today, when you go outside and into the breezeway, make a left and you'll see a table in the breezeway, and it's full of all kinds of tons of free stuff. There are free books, jackets, binders, CDs, all kinds of goodies out there. We're having a big giveaway today, clearing out some space. So take a look and go find some goodies for yourself. And finally, you know, every Sunday, you can receive direct spiritual support from one of our licensed practitioners. These sessions are free. They take place in person as well as online. You can look in the chat box now for a link to a Zoom room. But if you're in campus with us, walk across the breezeway and find the Peace Room across the breezeway. We highly recommend this. Spiritual mind treatment is a great way to affirm your greater good or to help you address challenges that you may be having in your life. Let the practitioners guide you through a spiritual mind treatment today. Greater well-being awaits you in every aspect of your life. Now, let's close our time together with our amazing music team. Thank you.
There was a time in my life when I thought I had to do it all for myself. But I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go.